Every person who vanishes leaves behind something, a reason, a trail, or a digital footprint. But sometimes they leave behind a deliberate puzzle, one that hints at deep emotional turmoil, only to be complicated by the clear presence of foul play. This is the tragic and deeply unsettling story of Leah Roberts, a young woman who disappeared in 2000 during a spontaneous road trip, leaving behind a car that was a screaming contradiction. Leah Roberts was 23 years old, a smart and dedicated college student living in Durham, North Carolina. Her life had been shaken by loss. Her mother had recently died, and she was also dealing with a difficult breakup. Seeking clarity and a fresh start, Leah made a bold decision. She was going to drive west. On March 13, 2000, she packed her bags, left a vague note saying she needed time away, and headed across the country. She withdrew cash and started putting miles on her car, a white 1993 Jeep Cherokee. Her last confirmed actions were visits to various hotels and ATMs across the US, which proved she was alive, and for the most part, alone. 6 days after she left on March 18th, Leah's Jeep was found. The location was incredibly remote, a desolate, densely forested area in Whatcom County, Washington, over 3,000 miles from her home. The car was found stuck in a ditch along a primitive dirt road near Mount Baker. The scene immediately screamed questions. The car was intact, but there was no sign of Leah anywhere. Inside, the clues were completely baffling. The ignition key was gone. Her passport, driver's license, and credit cards were all neatly left right there in the car. A large pile of scattered change lay on the floor. Most unnerving of all, the car stereo was still on, playing a cassette tape by the musician Jeff Buckley, a haunting detail that suggests she might have been interrupted in an instant. This is where the story takes a turn, where we see a catastrophic failure. The state of the car suggests two very different scenarios, and both are terrifying. Scenario 1, a personal crisis. Leah simply walked away to start a new life or due to an emotional break. But if that's the case, why would she leave her passport, money, and all her identification? It makes no sense. Scenario 2, foul play. Someone took her. This is supported by key, chilling details. Investigators found unidentified men's fingerprints inside the car that did not belong to Leah. Furthermore, the dashboard was splintered beneath the stereo, and the driver's seat had been pushed far back, way too far for Leah's 5'6" frame. This suggests a much taller person had driven the vehicle right before it got stuck. The most likely abductor made a sloppy attempt to cover their tracks, damaging the dash and leaving their fingerprints, but they were smart enough to keep Leah hidden. In the days following the Jeep's discovery, two separate witnesses, one at a diner, the other at a gas station, came forward claiming to have seen Leah. Crucially, they said they saw her in the company of two unknown men who were described as being friendly, but also somewhat shady. This completely shifts the focus of the investigation. It suggests that Leah did not just wander into the woods alone. She was either coerced or was traveling with company that ultimately became deadly. The failure of these men is twofold. They were either her killers, or they were critical witnesses who, out of fear or sheer indifference, refused to come forward and speak to the police. Their silence has allowed this case to remain cold for over 2 decades. Leah Roberts is more than just a missing person. Her case is a warning about the loneliness of the road and the pathology of silence. Her family and friends are left with the crushing burden of absolute uncertainty, knowing that her identification was staring them in the face inside that car, yet she herself was nowhere to be found. They are denied the finality of a funeral, denied any sense of closure. The hope is that the passing of time weakens the arrogance of the guilty and loosens the tongues of the silent. The men seen with Leah, or anyone who knows what happened to her Jeep in those woods, must be held accountable. If you have any information about the disappearance of Leah Roberts, please contact the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for watching.